Hello, my Mercurial mercenaries! Most of you are still waiting for some fresh discover, for some fresh experiencing of music for the first time, or just me listening to music that I think that you might like. But this is what goes on when discovers don't happen. This is the sort of stuff that I enjoy. This is just when someone just talks to camera. Ever since I started watching YouTube seriously, as a kind of proper TV channel rather than just Charlie bit my finger and all that sort of shit, I've always most enjoyed just the talks to camera, because it's so unusual, it's so unlike TV. Yeah, you get kind of magazine shows and panel shows, but the idea of watching a TV show where someone just talks to you and that you have the ability to answer back, I found that intriguing. Even when I stumbled upon the idea of listening to records and people getting caught in a wave, 2,583 people caught in a wave. I've caught in a dream, so I don't know what I'm going through. I still, fundamentally, at the heart of the matter and all the other cliches, just like the ability to talk. And you don't even have to be lonely to appreciate something like this. You could have 100 friends and someone else watching might have 101 friends. Or you might have no friends. Where do I fall in that category? In that bracket? I don't know. But let's just say that there's just me right now and you. And I've done these kind of like, the idea of like a magazine show before when I did the Saturday show. But I quite like the idea of just coming into this studio. I call it a studio. This needs some work. I've told you that when the next Discover happens, it's going to be special. It's because you might have noticed, my mercenaries, from Discover 1 to Discover 52, there has been an increase in sort of production value. Yeah, it doesn't help sometimes when you guys admit that you don't actually watch the screen. You just listen. That's fine. And I don't know if you have noticed or not, but I did improve the audio along the way as well. It's just that when I sit here now, looking at the screen, I can see that my attempts to patch up a little bit of the paintwork here have gone a little bit awry. A little bit awry, my mercenaries. So, as I improve the quality of the visuals and the audio, the defects show. This is a channel of defects. And perhaps we're all in it together. All defects together, my mercenaries. But I thought there was a chance that running alongside all the other stuff I do, where I'm trying to be professional, I'm trying to get me equipment, Mrs. going, I thought there are some people, and I admit it's only a handful, maybe less than 100, might like me to just walk into this room and talk. And I won't always have anything, I won't always have something interesting to say. And there'll be many days where I don't say anything at all. But those of you who have been along for the ride know that I've always done this. This isn't new, me talking to camera. But there'll be some of you out there who aren't used to this. So, welcome. Be a mercenary. Welcome. Let's just talk. Let's just talk. So, topic number 1, my mercenaries. And there was a jump cut there, because I've already discussed what was topic number 1. It was about Tame Impala and Kevin Parker hoping that there would be a new Tame Impala album next summer. And I went for a whole spiel about, it's interesting how someone who's the creation of a Tame Impala album is completely in his own hands, because he's a multi-instrumentalist. And I said he's a multi-instrumentalist like me, apart from that he's good looking, successful and rich. And I said, and I'm fairly ugly, not successful and broke, because I'm buying all of Tame Impala's bloody albums. And I went on a little kind of rant, a nice rant, about it's funny how someone who has his own destiny in his hands says that he hopes something can be achieved. And I said it's a bit like me creating this channel to promote my music and then ending up getting to the point where could probably say as well, I hope that I'll eventually finish a Mercurial #6 album. And part of me says, You could just do it, you know. You could just stop recording videos and go and record the album instead. So why don't you? The old BBC Kids show, Mercenaries. Why don't you switch off your TV set and go out and do something more interesting instead? But anyway, at the end of the day, and all the other cliches, I spoke bollocks for ages, and I've decided that we're just going to cut away from it. So, topic number one, my mercenaries. Topic number one. It's this story here, okay? Insatiable backlash. 110,000 signed petition to axe Netflix show over body shaming. Over body shaming, my mercenaries. Now, I don't want to go too much into the body shaming aspect here, but I saw this trailer. I don't know if I saw it. Where would I have seen it? Probably on YouTube or the internet somewhere. But my immediate, I think, to cut a long story short, it's about a girl. This girl here who's large and at school, and I think having the piss taken out of her, like kids do, because kids are ruthless, kids are cruel, kids are bullies. And she has her jaw wired shut over the summer holidays or whatever. And when she comes back to school, she's a looker. And I think the whole plot line is going to be that this, when she's in looking like this, she's going to get revenge, and all the people that slagged her off are looking like this. Now, I watched the trailer. I don't think it's aimed at me, but I thought, that's quite a good idea. I'd probably watch that. I mean, I don't know. You're probably mocking me now for saying that, but I'd probably watch that. I quite fancy this girl. Actually, quite fancy her in both pictures, to be fair. But what gets me is this new Netflix drama, Insatiable, hasn't been shown yet. No one's seen it. But 110,000 people have signed a petition saying that it should be axed. But no one's seen it. No one's seen it. What's my point here? What's my point here, my mercenaries? My point here is that I think I find the general public a little irritating. I don't think people know what to believe in anymore, my mercenaries. And I think people enjoy having a collective target, a collective fight. And sometimes it's tangible, but it's this idea of getting angry about something you haven't even seen. When I was growing up, we used to watch Points of View, which was like a BBC One kind of magazine show about the TV of the week. And viewers would write in and say, oh, I really liked Coronation Street this week, and oh, I didn't like Dirty Dan on EastEnders, and that sort of thing. And you get a lot of Mary Whitehouse. Now, Mary Whitehouse was a woman in, I think, really the sort of, correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of the 60s, 70s, 80s, who would campaign against what she considered to be bad television, swearing on TV, violence, bad behaviour on TV. And the sort of shows that she would campaign against, we would laugh at now. They were so tame. And then you had it in the 80s. Can't remember who it was now. Tipper Gore. Can't remember her name. Campaigning against swearing in music and Satanism and playing records backwards. Judas Priest records backwards. Ozzy Osbourne backwards. That whole devil worshipping nonsense that was spoken about in music. And putting those stickers on albums. As a parental guidance. I've lived through an era that was all about people getting angry about things they didn't understand and people campaigning against things they hadn't watched. It's like that Father Ted episode where like the Vatican says to Father Ted on Craggy Island, Father Ted, Dougal, Jack, you got to go and protest against this film, this sordid film that's in your cinema. A film, I think, involving nuns and sex and stuff. You're going to go, it's disgraceful. You're going to go there and campaign against it. So they go there with their placards. Down with this sort of thing. I think it says something like that. Down, they're standing outside. Down with this sort of thing. Down. The whole village go and see it. And in fact, because they find out Father Ted is there, standing there with the banners, that encourages them even more. And they go up and so farther, in an Irish accent, which I can't do, so farther, this film, I can do it. So farther, no, that's not good. So farther, that's not good either. So farther, this film, it's really as bad as they say, is it? Oh yeah, I think it is, yeah. So it's really as bad, and they all go and watch it. And in the end, Father Ted and Dougal look at each other and go, well, we should really, we campaign against it. We haven't even seen it, Dougal. We should really go in and see it, shouldn't we? So then they go in and watch it too, and basically everyone's watching it. Campaigning against something you haven't seen. This is this, my mercenaries, insatiable backlash. 110,000 people signing a petition to axe a show that hasn't even been on yet. About body shaming. They think it's terrible that this girl starts off looking like this, and ends looking like this. So they think this is some sort of body shaming. They haven't even seen it. They don't even know the context, my mercenaries. It might be a shower of shite. Yeah? It might be a shower of shite. But it might be doing something good here. No one knows. Because no bugger's seen it. So that's the end of the rant, my mercenaries. But sometimes the general public piss me off. Next story. This is a story in The Guardian. National Album Day, celebrating nothing but a revenue opportunity. There's a few different stories on the internet today about this, my mercenaries. Basically, in October, I think it is, there's going to be, on Saturday the 13th, of October, is going to be the National Album Day to celebrate our love of albums. Now, this guy here, he's not happy about this. He says that there's only a select few who are still into albums, and it's mainly people who kind of work, musicians themselves, people who work in the industry. There are certain people who still hold albums. The fact that an album is a tangible thing, it's a product, it's something that a group of people put time into. They created it. It's for me, an album is more than the sum of its parts. Yes, it's a collection of songs, and yes, you can listen to the songs individually, but it at least gives an artist a chance to paint a picture. Just like someone who makes a film, a band can create a work that holds together and maybe even tells a story. And the problem is that although I think the people watching this channel would agree with me, and they would hold albums close to their heart, and they would see them like I do as similar to books, things you can pick off a shelf and they tell a story and they have a purpose. The fact is, it's the people who don't watch this channel, my mercenaries. It's the people who don't watch this channel. It's the general public. They don't care about albums. And no matter how much you kid yourself that they do, they really don't. They are listening to playlists. I mean, that says it all. They're probably listening to playlists. When it comes to where people listen to music now, and this is something I've got to get my head around as well. When it comes to where people listen to music, it's the biggest. It's not Spotify, my mercenaries. It's YouTube. So people are looking at YouTube, and what do they listen to on YouTube? They probably listen to the stuff that YouTube recommends to them. And I mean, I don't even press the recommend button. But hang on a second, right? Is it trending? Trending. Is that the right tab? Trending. So this is what's trending, my mercenaries. With 23 million views, it's 6ix9ine Nicki Minaj murder beats for theft. 23 million views. And this is what YouTube is kind of recommending to me as a trending item. I think we get the picture. This guy's main point is that when you have a national album day, if you look at it positively, it's an opportunity for people like me to celebrate this. If you look at it positively, it's a day for people like me to celebrate this kind of product, music remaining as art, music remaining as close to the heart. But what he's trying to say here, I think, is that the music industry uses our music lovers, mercenaries, collective nostalgia, and in this day and age, when I'm already paying like 10 quid a month for streaming, my ridiculous desire to own an actual product for 20 quid when I can stream, I've already paid to stream this. So King Cruel gets my money twice. And the record companies look at someone like me, and I think someone like you, and they just rub their hands in glee. National Album Day, celebrating nothing but a revenue opportunity. So we've just got to be a bit switched on, my mercenaries. And you've got to, if you're going to do what I do and do all this sort of nonsense, you've got to be quite sort of self-aware, really. In that, I've said this to some of you guys before, but I did this once before. I bought albums, I bought cassettes, I bought CDs, I bought 1,000 CDs, they're all hidden away in a drawer somewhere. I bought loads of these, I threw them all away. And if you're anything like me, we bought cassettes, we bought vinyl. I'm talking about the same album here. We bought the album on cassette, we bought it on vinyl, we bought it on CD. We might have then digitally downloaded it. And today I pay £10 a month and I stream albums that I own. So I pay £10 a month and I have, say, Son of a Son by Iron Maiden streaming all over the house, but I own it on vinyl over there. I own it on vinyl over there. I've got it on cassette somewhere, and I've got the CD in the drawer over there. So I've paid for it, cassette, CD, vinyl, and £10 a month. All I'm saying, I'm relatively happy to do that because I like to give people who make the effort to create, I like to give them, I like to reward them. I'm not saying that Bruce Dickinson and Steve Harris of Iron Maiden need my money, but the general principle of the thing, the idea that someone who's starting out gets paid for his work, not necessarily this guy, because this guy worldwide blocked me, but you know what I mean. If I can give bands who might not be mainstream, if I can give them money, it actually warms my heart slightly, only for a few seconds, my mercenaries, and then I'm back to being my usual self. But I also like this cup. You know, most cups have tiny little handles that you struggle to put, like, if you're like me, struggle to put 2 fingers in. Not sexually. I like it. Look at this, my mercenaries. Look at this. Watch this. Yeah, watch this. Also of note, I went to, I got this from the actual NBC, CBS, whatever it is that did Seinfeld Studios, my mercenaries. I bought it from the Seinfeld studio. You didn't need to know that at all, my mercenaries. Oh, Elaine. Sweet, sweet Elaine. It's as hot as the sun in here, my mercenaries, and I am sweating and losing the will to live. This was another example of the sort of magazine show that I could do. However, I do have sweat dripping down my face. I've probably spoken enough bollocks for one night. That's what I'm trying to say here, my mercenaries. So, let me know what you think about people who campaign against things they haven't even seen or heard. Just on the off chance, or just because someone else told them about it. And what do you think about the idea of a National Album Day? Is it for us? Is it for the bands? Does it benefit us? Does it benefit the bands? If it benefits the bands, maybe I'm still behind it. If it benefits me and makes us feel inclusive because it's celebrating this, the fact is, my mercenaries, you know what's going to happen? You and I are going to end up buying all this shit, yeah? We're going to end up throwing it all away again, my mercenaries. We're going to end up throwing it all away again. Landfill. Landfill. Let me know what you think about it. Is it a music industry con, National Album Day? Or, as I'm prone to really truly believe, is the album still worth celebrating? I mean, the answer is yes, but let me know down below. What do you think about the backlash against Insatiable? 110,000 petition. What do you think about National Album Day? You can tell I'm hot in here. I think it's about probably... Oh, I should have a thermometer in here. I could stick a thermometer on the wall, couldn't I? I could do that. In fact, maybe I'll do that. I'll get a wall thermometer. I'll be there thinking... Over. Until next time. Over and...